What is going on, everybody? Hope you lot are well. Today we are taking a first look at Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. We are covering this on the 13th of the 9th, 2024. This came out yesterday. Full disclosure, code for the game was provided by the publisher, but please keep in mind it's not paid content and the publisher has no control of my critical opinion of the game. Obviously, we are checking out the Switch version here. If you don't know what this is as you can see, I got like those other two collections here because I was just like A/B testing stuff. Like Capcom for the last couple of years have been doing like collections of some of their classic games, right? Whether it's your Arcade Stadium collections, which has a bunch of different games, or you had like the Fighting Collection 1. They've announced that Fighting Collection 2, which is gonna have Capcom versus SNK, which is coming out next year. So yeah, most of them are unless it's the stadium packs, is like 7, 6, 7, 8 games bundled into one, and they bring it into a collection. The reason that everybody's hyped about this one and this one's so special is this obviously has those Marvel vs. Capcom games in there, and the reason, like, we see Capcom collections come out all the time, but the reason we don't see this one is obviously it's got the Marvel license, it's got the Disney license, so this is way harder to license. So this is why everybody's very excited. This is obviously on Switch. It's coming to PlayStation, and it's also coming to Xbox next year. It's on PS4 and it's going to be on Xbox One. So it's not like a next gen game because they're running it through their like backward compatibility layer, but you'll still be able to play it on PS5 and Xbox Series through backward compatibility. Obviously it's coming to Steam also. The PlayStation and the Switch version has physical. I don't know what's going to happen with Xbox physical. The reason I'll explain why I'm talking about this now. So they have physical and they have digital. The physical versions are coming out in 2 months for the Switch anyway. I don't know if the physical's out for PlayStation already, but the console physical versions are coming out in 2 months and the digital's out now. This is how you can purchase it. The reason we're going to talk about physical, remember I told you about like Marvel versus Capcom. Let's jump into this and I'll speak about this a little bit more. Is a licensed product. The last time this came out, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anyway came out was like in 2013, right? And then obviously that was like PS3, I think, and then it got delisted off the store because obviously they can't like license it forever because it probably costs them too much with regards to like how much it's gonna sell though also, right? Hold on, this is loud. Let me jump into this bit. So this is why everybody's interested in the physical versions of these games. I still got my PS2 copy. I didn't own a Dreamcast. So the only version I could buy of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Capcom vs. SNK 2 was on my PS2. And then a lot of people had the digital versions. I don't think they came to physical on PS3. So a lot of people have the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Like they did a digital online version for PS3. And yeah, that's it. There's a couple of things with this we should talk about. One, some of the, like I don't think we've had the arcade versions of a lot of these games, like Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2. Actually, all of it. Is this the first time we've got arcade version of like at least half of them? We've never had the arcade version because Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Marvel vs. Capcom 1. X-Men versus Street Fighter, those were like on, PS2, Dreamcast, Saturn. We've never had like the Punisher. So yeah, these are going to be the arcade versions of these games, and then they've added extra modes into those. There's so much to talk about here. I don't even know where to start. All right, what we do first. So what the plan is, we'll try cover a little bit of every single game. And at the end, we'll do some online. The reason that is, the game's only been out for a day. I've been testing it a little bit off stream. And it's kind of hard to get online matches at the moment. Like, the Switch is weird. A lot of people want the Switch version, but a lot of people are also waiting for the physical version. And also, the physical versions ain't out at the moment. And there's another caveat with this, because obviously I'm in the UK. So far, it looks like the physical versions have only been announced for Asia and USA. So yeah, and because there's a potential of these being delisted, everybody wants the physical versions, whether it's for PlayStation or whether it's for Xbox, whatever happens with that, or Switch. So there could be a lot of people who are just waiting like 2 months. It's gonna be very hard for them. Or a lot of people I've seen online say we're gonna double dip. We're gonna purchase digital and physical, because I think these will be very collectible. I'm just like, we collect a lot of things here, and we talk about physical versions of games and all that here. So that's why I think it, like, getting for playability, PlayStation is probably the best version to get, right? Because that's where probably the most players are going to be. For collectability and portability, because people have been doing input lags and tests and everything online, and apparently they all run very like close, like is 60 milliseconds around about there, like all versions. So from what we're hearing so far is the Switch port is a good port. The only like downside to this is there's not crossplay on this. This has what's the term for it? Rollback netcode. All of them have rollback netcode, but the one thing these collections are missing is crossplay. So this is why you have to further like think about what version you want to buy, right? Because if you're playing this for online, then consider like which community is gonna have the most players. And like Switch Online ain't great, so Switch and Xbox is probably gonna have the least amount of players, but like getting Switch physical is probably the most valuable and the most worth, because if it performs exactly as good as the PS4 version, like, and having this collection portably is just going to be a great collectible item to have, and just like anywhere you want to go and quickly play Marvel, right? If people are saying it performs just as well as the PlayStation versions. So there's a lot of choices you have to think about. Do I want digital? Do I want physical? What communities, if I want to just play it for online, which version is going to have the most players? Because if you then buy it on PlayStation, then you'll have to pay the 60, 80 quid, whatever it is for PlayStation Online. If you buy the PC version, which is Steam, which is going to be free online, PC fighting games scene is like booming at the moment, right? So for all we know, the PC version, we'll check out like Steam charts in a couple of weeks to see where it is, but it could have the most player population for what we know, right? So yeah, there's a lot to consider. It's like it's really weird, because everybody wants this, all the fighting game community and hardcore. I don't think this is just for old heads like me. I think like everybody's super interested in this, but there is that, because there's no crossplay. Oh, what's the optimal version to buy? Do I buy digital? Do I buy physical? This is definitely not going to stay on the stores forever, So that's just some things you should consider anyway. But the good thing is, again, people seem to be saying input lag is roughly the same on all of them, and it's just pick the platform of your choice. Or what we do is we play a little bit of each game. We're doing order of the games were released, and then we'll do online, because at the moment I don't think there's a lot of people playing online, especially on Switch, because Switch Online, like I was saying before, so it's got the least amount of online community. And then what you can do when you play online, you could just say pick any game, and it'll just find you any game there's lobbies for, and it will just put you in, which will be easier to do. So we'll go through for each game just to see what it is, to explain what it is, and then we'll jump online right at the end. Did I mention this is 7 games, right? So hold on, let me just count in my head. Yeah, 7. 7 games starting off from like 92, 93. So there's 6 fighting games and 1 beat 'em up. And everybody said, oh, why did they put the beat 'em up in? That's so weird. The Punisher. But it makes sense, because this is all of when Capcom in his heydays of the 90s, when they was licensing Marvel, and they got this license, they started making those fighting games. But the Punisher was the first like Marvel licensed game they did, and that's why they've added that in here. So a lot of people think, oh, that's just a random ad, what's going on here? But they've like all these collections they do them as like a trip down memory lane in history, and you can see all the artwork and things like that. So it kind of makes sense in that regard. Plus, it's something a little bit different compared to everything else in this package. So yeah, that's why that's added in there. What other interesting tidbit is, technically, like I said, we've never had a collection like this before, but we've had Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This intro has gone on forever. I apologize. Someone's talking about. We have had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, PS3, and it got delisted. Arcade 1UP, we should probably talk about that. Arcade 1UP had a collection of all these games in those cabinets, and the difference with the Arcade 1UP's like home arcade cabinets was, I don't think like Capcom works on those. This is a Capcom internal joint, like the online servers and everything, and all that, how that works. I think that was just Arcade 1-Up themselves. Obviously they had performance issues, then you got to buy an arcade cabinet, and you know there was loads of drama around those where, you know, how each game worked online and things like that. So you know how a lot of people say, oh, there was the hashtag free Marvel and when does it come in? Like, technically there has been a package of these games that has come out in the last couple of years. So, you know, maybe Capcom was deciding in the background, well, you know, if we do get the license for this, because Arcade 1-Up probably had to work out their own licensing agreements between Capcom and Disney, right? So like maybe Capcom was thinking like, oh, how are these gonna sell? Are these gonna sell well? You know, they probably saw what was going on with Arcade 1-Up and then the hashtag, and you know, that's why this finally came to come about. And you know, everybody's keeping their fingers crossed. If this sells well, could this be, you know, Marvel versus Capcom, you know, 4 finally, maybe, you know? So yeah, interesting. So but now you don't have to buy arcade machine at home just to get this collection, you know, is in a nice package. And obviously Capcom's doing all the matchmaking stuff and everything in the background, so we know it's going to be of a higher quality. Anyway, so let's get into it. That's enough yapping. Let's quickly have a look at options here. So obviously you got your like when you go into each game has its own options, but then you got like the menu options here of, you know, before you select the ROMs. You got like the music options here. This is a music option for like just this package, not for each game. And then there's individual each game music options here as well, and there's music options within each game as well. So it's pretty nice. And you know, I'm a stippler here for like what's audio quality like. Have they got the music levels balanced and everything correctly? Because a lot of those ROMs originally you couldn't individually adjust music and sound effects levels, but you can hear, so they've added some extra stuff. Then in network, configure your network settings, which is probably going to be, this is just input delay depending on your you know, how bad the connection is, which you can also adjust in game. And then there's your credits here. View your in-game challenges and play status. It's not gonna be a lot because I've literally only been playing like an hour just to test stuff. Just like trophies and stuff you could unlock, right? And then you could play offline or you could play online. You can play, if you want to do 2-player local communication. I wonder if offline play. I wonder if local communication is just going to be like 2 switches or something. I think this is just set up VS. This is how they're doing it. If we quickly go into museum, then you got a music player here for each game. Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Classics. Is this to play? So this is to hear the new soundtrack of this game. This is a banger of a tune. I always say that these kind of jukebox modes are kind of useless when you play them on console, because you're not going to boot up a game. You're going to boot up your PlayStation, whatever, just to hear the jukebox. But on the Switch, it makes total sense, right? Because it's on the go. So you probably could do that. Just go into a couple more of these. So yeah, even though they got the balancing and everything right and all that, some of them, like when you go to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, you will be able to see the quality difference because it's probably stereo, like better stereo, right? But some of these do sound like muffled a bit. I would say some of the games sound. If we just go into the jazz of this is the one that everybody probably is going to be playing all the time. So yeah, there's a nice jukebox mode here. And then obviously if we go to gallery, that's the new custom art they drew for this. Is there any main key art, move left and right, previous and next? There's just one. And then if we go here, man, Capcom art, their 2D era was so good. You can see some of the like the marquee art and everything that was on the arcade machines. Like I said, they is that the full side art? I think. No, it's I don't know actually. All those people that to recreate arcade machines, you know, we got full printouts here now if you ever need them. And like the history and design of how they made these games and like designed these characters and everything is there as well. All right. Big one. You know, my favorite game in this collection might be the original Marvel vs. Capcom. I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 way more than 1, but in the only one of these games that I played in the arcade was MVC 1. Went to Birmingham once with some friends and just went to a pool hall. And this was like by the time like arcades was like going like kind of out of fashion, and in the corner there was just a couple of dank arcade machines like really old, and there was a Marvel vs. Capcom 1 arcade machine there, and I was like, and this by the time I already was playing 2 at home on PlayStation, and I can remember like just like spending so much time on an arcade machine there in Birmingham, just random in the random pool hall. Man, I had so much fun with it. Yeah, but that's the only one of them I played in the arcade. I saw MVC 2 in the arcade, but because everybody had the home port by that time, oh, why are you gonna spend so much money on this in the arcade? We could just play it at home. But that was one of the things when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 came out, right? Was they wanted to release the console port on Dreamcast at the same time as the arcade, right? If I remember correctly. All right, anyway, we could be here forever. There's a lot there, and then obviously the Punisher. This is the first time, like we did get a it was not a port, it was a version for the Mega Drive, but apparently like it wasn't even the same game. It was like a super downgraded, just a version of this that they could get running on home consoles at the time. So this is the first time we've ever had like this proper version of this beat 'em up. You know, we love beat 'em ups here on consoles. This was like infamous really back in the day, because apparently it was meant to be very violent for a beat 'em up. So yeah, that's the gallery and music section. Where should we go next? So if we go to offline play here, then this is the exact same way. You can select any game you want here, and then with the fighting games, because it's the arcade ROMs, you can select like the English ROM or the Japanese ROM. Obviously the languages are going to be different. The main difference is, I think, is in I can't remember. Like one of these, there's a Japanese comedian who was locked to the Japanese ROM only. When we get to that, we'll talk about it. But I don't know what is going to be the ROM differences between each version, but one of them has a locked character, that's for sure. But yeah, I would have to go through each one, and then you can like play on player 1 or player 2 side, which is probably important for the Punisher, because player 2 side you can select a different character. And then yeah, because of the arcade ROMs, then what you can do here is, let's actually show it off in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's another menu here. Hold on. If you press start, you can go into a training mode, which they've added to each ROM. So that's new, because you couldn't do that in obviously the arcade ROMs before. You could do that in the console versions, but these are not the console versions, right? To the extent there's like certain PlayStation 1 versions of some of these games have extra characters, and those ain't here. So if we go from here, you can obviously adjust your controller settings. There's been a lot of talk about they've added this option for like one button supers to make it easier to play. That's going to be not available in the ranked modes. They haven't added, like, from what I understand, they haven't added like full easy operation like they do with their new like shortcut inputs and all that, but they have added button combinations in, which is great. But yeah, you can't use those in ranked. and then you can do custom to adjust it how you want. And then if we go here, this is where you can like this will be your equal to your dip switch settings, kind of, right? For arcade machines, you could adjust like the game difficulty, attack power, time speed, and each ROM is different. And then when you go into the second menu here, like your boot display, light reduction, I don't want, there might be a burn-in thing, I don't know what that is. And then secret character enabled, each game has this, or whichever game has secret characters, because the arcade ROMs were very hard to get the secret characters. Either everybody had to play through it and the operator had to have a save battery so the characters get unlocked, and they wanted that in the arcade so it has longer, more longevity, right? But obviously if you want to play here for fighting, you can unlock them here. This is how you select the hidden characters. I think that's everything. And then when we go into each game, I'll tell you like the options change. All right, so let's boot up the Punisher. We want the English version of the ROM. We want to be on player one side. Did I change the difficulty in each game? What's going on here? Bonus lives, point mode free play, boot display off, light reduction off. Oh, actually, let's go default. Let's see what it was on default. Oh, maybe default is 4. Okay. All right. Let's go in. And then once you come into here, if you press select again now, for each game, this is going to be different. Like, this is going to change. So you got your marquee card that you can view just to see what's going on. For moves and stuff. You got your controller settings for each game. There is like a quick save and a quick load, but from what I understand, this isn't per game. There's only one quick load and quick save. This is one thing they could have done better. It's the port wide, so whatever you put in that save slot, it will overwrite anything else. So just keep that in mind. Oh, you can adjust starting stage here. That's interesting. I didn't see that. So we start with stage 1, and then display. This is the other big thing. So they've added like wallpapers. If I go here, which is on the side, there's like 3 for each game. So you could pick whatever one you want. Each game is going to be different. There's gonna be 2 wallpapers, and then there's one that just shows the name of the game, or you could turn it off if you want. Like, I would usually leave this off. The only reason I'm going to leave it on is so when I put this footage out everywhere, people are gonna know that it's this collection, right? And then you got your display filters, which they've got a lot of. It starts off on D. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 display filters. I like scanlines. I would usually leave them on. The only problem is when you upload these videos to Twitch or YouTube, their players hate scanlines, so it will just destroy the look of it. So that's why I'm gonna leave it off. But I'm just gonna quickly scroll here so you can see what options they've got. That whole, like, so there's CRT filters, there's scan lines, there's vertical and horizontal scan lines, and there's pixel grid, I think is the right name for it. They've got like is a square, like LCD style. They've got those as well, and then they've got ones where it's the scan lines are like lighter and darker, and then there's one more where it's lighter, darker. What am I forgetting? Oh, and there's one where it's like a kind of CRT filter and scan line. So that is all the options there are. So I actually, my favorite one out of every single one of these seems to be like G here and E, because it doesn't darken up the image too much. So see how this one probably doesn't have a smoothing filter, and this one is scanlines with a smoothing filter. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It's pretty hard to tell, but yeah, those are the options there for anyway. So we're gonna leave those off, and then the last one you have is you got your, like, how do you want your display, right? You want it for free, original. You want it original for free. You want it like wide, and you want it like full up until where the borders are. full for free original select. So this is probably going to be like one of these are probably like pixel perfect, right? I wonder if this is probably be pixel perfect, right? And then this is for free stretch, and this is full to the with the borders, right? So that's what all of these come on as default. So it comes on to as D, and then full as default, and then you can adjust the music volume and sound effects volume within each game, which is brilliant because again, for I've played versions of these games, um, and from what I can remember, you don't even in the dip switch settings of these games. I don't. You can adjust like a track volume, but I don't think there was an individual slider for sound effects and volume, which is a great thing they've added there. Again, I could be wrong there. I don't think so though. So yeah, that's the options you have in there for each game, and then obviously stage selection and everything is going to be different depending game dependent. All right, so let's go. All right, so we got jump. Oh, this game is different compared to all the rest. You got like a rewind function, which you don't have in any of the others. If we look at controller settings, it will show us attack, jump, attack plus jump, and then you got a rewind here, which is very similar to all the other beat 'em ups they've done in all those collections, right? I wonder if it's depending on ROM version if they're gonna show blood or not, because a lot of the a lot of beat 'em ups were like censored when they came to America, right? Oh, I see blood, so and then pressing jump and attack does your like super, which is like most beat 'em ups, and it pluses life. This came out after Final Fight, if I remember correctly. Oh, I missed that. Sully, get him. The people who like this game really like this game. I've heard a lot of positive things like in the past, not because now this is out, but I don't know. Like, it's not doing anything crazy other than the violence. It could have just been one of those FOMO things, right? Because there was no actual way to play this game, because it never this version never came to home consoles before. So the only way you could, because I watch a lot of arcade restore videos and arcade collection videos, and it could have just been because people like it because there was no official air quotes version to properly play this. But other than the like licensed IP of Punisher and the violent aspect of it, I don't know if this was doing anything crazy. Some of the bosses, like maybe that's why they've never released it before. Also, it makes sense in this package, but like the Punisher's come into vogue now because there's been a lot of like TV series and everything around him, so it was like way more popular now than it was 15 years ago, I would say. Actually, I said that this has never come I wonder if it was in one of their other arcade collections. Officially, it could have been in one of those recent collections. I could be totally lying about that, actually. I put my neck on the line. I said I don't think it was in those collections. Actually, it probably wouldn't have been, because again, to get this, they would have still had to license the stuff from Marvel, right? So they probably didn't want to like mess up those collections by. This probably is the first time. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section. Alright, so if you do jump and special, you get a bomb. There's my bombs on the bottom left, okay. Oh, there's just a bomb button. You don't have to jump on bomb. Got a dive kick. Let's swap to player 2 side so we can be Nick Fury. So if we go here, I'll just swap to the Japanese ROM so you can see the Punisher. Hold on, I want to go stage 4. Oh, yo. Fury's just got knives out here. Oh, so the weapons change depending on, or was that just based on this level? I've seen throwing star. Alright, so he's still got the grenade. So if you do his like running special, it does like slow down a little bit. Uh-oh. Pick up that cheese. Wait, can I throw you off the... you know, that was the Punisher. They've kind of added that in to change it up a little bit. It's not just randomly thrown in. It's because, you know, it was the first Marvel game they licensed, and you know that was like 93, I think. So then the next game that officially came out in the chronological order was X-Men Children of the Atom, which was 94, a year later. Again, you could do Japanese ROM, English ROM, player 1, player 2 side, doesn't really matter here. You can go, is this the first game we should show off the training mode? Let's show off the training mode here. It's quite an in-depth training mode, actually. If you go and you look at the options, oh wait, we have to go in first. If I quickly show off the wallpaper for each one. So this is the default one. That's the second one. That one's not too bad. And then that one here. Anything else to show up here? The display size setting and music and all that, and the filters are same with each game. I'll probably want to see the marquee card, and then move list. This is like something we've seen before on a lot of the other collections. This style: Wolverine, Psylocke, Cyclops, Iceman Colossus, viral moves. All right, we're going when we pick a character. Oh, and then when you go into training mode, you can select what stage you want training mode to be on. Up here, I can go up against Wolverine, and that's where the secret characters are. That's if you turn on, see like Juggernaut's there, Magneto's there. Is it Akuma's in here as well? I can't remember who the last one is. Hold on, let's go here. Up on Wolverine is Akuma, yes. Auto guard lets you challenge even the most. So manual. So then if we go, hold on, let it do what it's doing. If we, where is it? Training menu shows up here, and then obviously you can dummy behavior, dummy settings, player settings, training options. You could turn that like, you got your attack data on the left there, and you got like hitboxes and stuff. So pretty you can't do anything crazy, but like hitboxes and stuff is like a pretty new thing we're seeing in fighting games, right? So that's pretty cool. You can see that here. I can go and turn it off if you don't like the look of it. We go here, attack data off, input display off, hitboxes off. Let's keep attack data on. You can adjust your like network delay, how much you want it. Health bars, auto recovery, fan action block. So nothing like crazy, but enough where you can like test out combos and stuff, right? Then we got one button specials on the controllers automatically, and then one button supers. Those are the default settings. You can add other combinations in the settings if you want. But yeah, that's what's in the training mode. All right, so I just want to play Wolverine and everything, but I'm gonna try my best not to. Let's do characters that we might not see. So they hadn't introduced, I'm trying to remember correctly, they hadn't introduced the tag mechanic yet. I think that's like 2 games later. So what this was basically, it was like borrowing off the alpha games, but adding in the Marvel license, which is basically what this was. And this was like still a 6-button fighter, right? If we go light punch, light kick, medium, yeah, this was still 6-button, because later on they turned into 4-button fighters and launchers and stuff, right? So this was just what they were doing with like Street Fighter and Street Fighter Alpha, and just getting that license to see what we could do with it. Like it took about 2 games for them to go crazy with, oh man, like, you know, this is what we could. I don't know this game at all. Was this on the Saturn? I'm not even sure. Out of all of them, this is probably the one that doesn't. It probably doesn't hold up. It's just a more of a interesting, like, nostalgia trip, I think. Like, they don't go full crazy this one. The tag mechanic ain't added. It's just, oh, that's interesting. You know, it's Capcom's pedigree of fighting games added with, you know, Marvel license. Let's see what automatic guard does. I'm curious. But you know, over these like 6-7 years that they made these games, you can tell like they didn't redraw a lot of the sprites. Like when it came to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like, doesn't it seem like the exact same sprite that was used for Sentinel? I'm a Sentinel player. Jeez, Sentinel, Storm is not messing around. Alright, actually, is there a quick reset? I'm triggered. It just reminds me of Hulk's move, right? I mean, knowing Capcom, they probably borrowed it from the later games. I'm just saying. Oh, damn. No! Okay, so there is tag combos in this. Interesting. Okay. Hold on. I just saw her do something. Forward dash, back dash, super jump, throw, aerial, recovery, X power, available at level 2. Or maybe she did the X power? Hyper X. Have it, my son.
You win.
'95, so it was 1 year later. Marvel superheroes. And then let's check out the marquee card stuff. Is that the only one we got? Let's check out. Show this off. That's the default. And whatever. That looks more comic booky. And then that's the third one. See how you see the third one's always just the name and then you go blank. I had to go with that one here. And then so again, we still haven't got the tag mechanic here. If I remember this correctly, the big thing with this game was this is what they introduced, the gem mechanic, which they kind of tried to reintroduce. About that game we don't talk about, you know, Street Fighter X Tekken X Street Fighter, no, Street Fighter X Tekken, which they kind of brought it back, but it was like the idea that was borrowed off of this game. And this is the story of this game is also based around the Avengers movies, right? Is the Infinity Gauntlet story. So yeah, so there was a lot of improvements here. Like the gameplay is way better. It feels smoother to play. We've got a new game mechanic. Man, Wolverine really was their poster boy. They're putting him in everything. Space Jam. Alright, we got armor. Yo, give me that life back. Let's go. My air combos suck though. Alright, what does reality do?
Let's rock.
This game had great music as well. Have it, my son. Was it Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate? He was day one DLC.
Let's rock.
Alright, so his medium kick is launcher. Oh, don't do it. Okay, okay. No shame. Zone him out. I don't know where Shumagoraf was from. I don't know what game. I think his color is cooler in this one. It's like he's green in MVC. In the later MVC games, right? All right. Jeez, relax, bro. Ay.
Superior attack. Unity. Repulsor blast. Smart bomb. Unity. Unity. Repulsor blast. Smart.
Oh wait, he's got Kirby down B? Why don't you tell me?
Smart bomb. Repulsor blast. Smart bomb.
Get the grab it.
Proton cannon.
I'm dead.
Superior attack.
All right, that was Marvel superheroes. Yeah, so that still plays well. If you want to go to their, like, you know, Marvel licensed games before like the tag thing came in and we got to the VS games, that out of the first two, that one still holds up pretty well because again, and it's got his own mechanic, right? X-Men Children of the Atom kind of feels it feels kind of clunky in that. And now this is our next bunch of games. The next 4 is where we are basically the tag games now. And then X-Men Street Fighter, that's where we first start. So this was like 96, right? So I think a year after the last. I can't remember now. Did I show off the... Oh, I don't think I showed off the cards in this. But this one's pretty good here. This one's pretty good too. The only reason I'm going with this on this is nostalgia, because it kind of reminds me of like Sega Saturn like cover bindings and stuff. Let's go. Sabretooth was new in there. Gambit was new in here. Bison. Wait, how many? Oh, it's 1, 2. Oh, we got to pick somebody. We got to pick. Let's just go. I don't know what that does. Alright, so this game definitely needs the filter. And again, the reason I haven't turned it on here is because it would look terrible on YouTube videos. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how you do the launcher.
Here you go.
What other moves actually got? Hold on, moves list. During jump, forward, air dash, throw, repeat punch. She got rising repeat punch, power dive punch, power drain. She got absorb after power drain hits.
Good night, sugar.
Good night, sugar. Wait, how'd you do this? Is it free punches? There it is. This one feels easier to play as well, because again, it's coming into the. Darling, don't play games with me, because it's coming into the like how the modern games play, right? Alright, let's go, boys.
Ready. Fight.
Yeah, they're actually doing shit now. Oh no! What's his launch? Did you do like dash? Okay. That's how you'd get in. No! Okay. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I was trying to do. Don't kill me, please don't kill me. I did. Wow. One's a wild shot. I was fucking shit and everything. I was like, oh, see? I come to play now. Oh my god. You're a piece of shit. Whatever language. I was just trying to create tension there. I was just creating tension, chat. No, I'm not losing with Street Fighter characters out here. Ah, played Alpha 3.
Ready. Fight!
Have it fight!
Man, she don't want to come on the floor. She's cosplaying as Morgan out here. Yo, that was a great tag out. Oh, wrong one. Stop it! You know what? You know my excuse is? No, they added the wrong ROMs out here. It is like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo that came to America. Okay, there's a bug. There's a difficulty bug. No! Normally I wouldn't mind the kiss, not right now! Give me a break, man. I don't know if Akuma's banned in this. Could be a boss character. Maybe they gave him low health to balance it. Alright, well. Remember I said this game was still gonna take it back! Take it back! No, this. Alright, we're done. Okay, get your backside off of my screen. That wedgie was extra here. Alright, that still holds up. Out of everything we've played so far up until this point in the collection, yo, chef's kiss. Still, seriously, plays nice. The mechanics that we know and love. Yeah, let's get right into it. Let's have a look at that marquee art. So this is the one that it starts with originally. Pretty good for this one. Oh, the alternate for this is pretty good as well. Both of these are good. But you got Sakura crying in the bottom left. What happened? What happened, Sakura? And then you got this one. Again, I wonder if they was going for that. Yo, it looks like Saturn binders. I could be dreaming that, but I feel like it does. All right, we'll go with that one here. All right, let's go. Oh, and this is also the one. Oh, so we should talk a lot about this. Okay, there's quite a bit going on here. So you know how in the other games when you turn on the easy character secret select, it's a bit different here. Is not like, oh, you go to the end of the screen and you press left or right. You have to hold start on certain characters and then press a button. So I held start there. And then I got Mecha Zangief, and there's quite a few here. Can I actually, you know what, maybe we do go into training here just so I can show it off here. Let's go here, and this is also the version where you have to go into the Japanese version to get the secret character, right? There's a secret character there. If you go there, I think is he a palette swap? I think he might be a palette swap. Or like, because he's a different color, there's a different energy thing. And then Sakura, or Evo Sakura, that is, I think, right? If you go over Hope. So this is Norimaru. This is a Japanese comedian. And apparently, like, the devs really liked him and his comedy and all that. So they added, and you can go find videos up still of him as well. When he, like, how they introduced him and stuff. So you have to pick the Japanese ROM to get him. What else? I think that Spider-Man is different. I can't remember though. Where is it? Okay, so you can do Cyber Akuma. That's his name, right? Is it Mecha Akuma? Cyber Akuma. Cyber Akuma. Their secret agent on M. Bison. And then the last, is there one on Dhalsim? Yes, on Dhalsim there's Shadow, but it's basically evil Charlie or alternate version of Charlie. So yeah, it's a bit weird how you do it here, but yeah, there's quite a few hidden characters here. Yes. Oh, what happens if I? Okay. If you pick him as your second character, then you can't pick Cyber Akuma. But even though they introduced the assist here, I want to say the cast probably is not as good as X-Men versus Street Fighter. Yo, one button specials is crazy, especially on charge characters. All right, chill out. What is going on here? See, like there's no cooldown on it as well. Because in the later VS games, yeah, you can't spam your assist. Oh no, don't do it. Huh, maybe that's why people prefer X-Men versus Street Fighter over Marvel versus Street Fighter. Because they prefer the cast, even though this got a new game mechanic. Easy, you know. Chip damage for days. Right, I want to pick a different set of characters so we can show off.
Choose your alter egos. Hoorah!
Mode manual, easy, and I don't know what it does because we picked the Japanese. All right, let's easy. Oh, maybe that's what the easy air combo thing is. And then turbo. Okay, I don't want to pick turbo. We just go now. I was thinking this game's way faster because I was picking turbo.
Ready. Fight!
Why does it feel so slow now? I was playing turbo before. All right, we got he throws post at you. Yo, that's a legit move. I know people at IRL that fight with this move. We should bring this back. What do you mean? He did something. I don't. Nah, that shouldn't be allowed. He should not be allowed to take out Wolverine. This seems wrong. I'm laughing. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of funny. Oh, we should pick Hulk in this to see how much he's changed. Oh, can she go out in the air? Oh, she can. Interesting. Huh. I wanna. Maybe they got rid of that in later games. I don't think she could do that in the air. The Great Hulk faces temper tantrum. Oh, he's mad now. I have no idea. Jumped over me. If we get online match in this game, I'm totally picking him. When we was younger, I heard weird stories about why they couldn't include him. But like now I'm grown and we have the internet. It's just like, no, he's a real person, and they couldn't get the license, and like people didn't care in America because he's only a comedian that is known, in Japan. When we was younger, it was like, no, something's going on. I thought they couldn't include him, whatever. But like, yeah, none of that's true. And where anyway? I forgot where we was. Right, Marvel versus Street Fighter. Like, yes, they've added the assist, but I don't know. I think I understand now why people prefer X-Men. I think I like the cast there better. Even though they've added some mechanics into Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and now we're gonna get to the big two, the games that everybody's here for. All right, let's go into training for this. Let's show off the marquee here. Let's go, not controller settings, sorry. Let's display settings. This one's iconic actually. There's like was this on the cabinet? I can't remember, but like I remember seeing this art like somewhere before, like where they're just looking at each other. It's really good. Yeah, you can't change this one. It's one of the most iconic pieces of art. Then I've turned down audio a little bit on this when I was testing it off stream. All right. Well, how do we get to the secret? Okay, the secret characters in this are just off screen. You could just select them. There's Venom, and then I think that's meant to be Carnage, right? Red Hulk, Gold War Machine, we got a roll here. What other secret characters were there? Shadow Chun-Li, Shadow Lady. I've never used her actually, and I think she's just a sprite swap of. All right, who? Captain Commando. We can show off Mega Man. Let's show off matching outfits. What's going on out here?
We are Venom.
Ready. Fight.
Yo, what a move!
Hey,
Who? What? Where? How? Oh, I see. That's why you can't spam it. There's a limited amount of assists you can do. Oh, okay. Interesting. What happens when it's run out? I was wondering why it's not on a cooldown. Okay, yeah, danger better. Chip damage not for the win. Yo, let's go. I chip damage you for days.
Good.
Captain Fire! Captain Peak! Captain Peak! Captain Peak! Captain Peak! Captain
KO.
Yo, Captain Commando for the win.
Juggernaut.
Oh, you shouldn't actually skip that so you know who you got. Okay, we got Joe. Oh, but it says it though. Okay, never mind. So there is a bit of randomness to this game, which I guess the pros won't like, right?
Level 2. Level 2.
Actually, I should mesh with War Machine.
Level 2.
Damn it, that was meant to be a combo somewhere there. Oh, I got no more. Every time she says it, I get PTSD for MVC free. Just mute her. Get wrecked. Soulfish, 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 soulfish. You didn't play Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I guess there is that conversation now we're talking about Marvel 3 that people say like, well, they included Punisher. Why didn't they just include that? Because it would have been the Marvel license, and it would have made more sense to include that. And even Infinite, if was it called Infinite? I can't remember what the last one was called now. That nobody didn't like, but like 3, there is 2 versions where you could just include it like put it as a ROM swap or something like. And it was like a PS3 game. It's not going to be too big of a download, right? It would have rounded off the collection probably a little bit better, but like, even though this is like very worth it, like this is very worth it money-wise, right? But I would be willing to pay like £5-10 more to have that in here. Because you can pick that up. It is backward compatible. You can pick that up on sale all the time for around that price anyway. But it's nice just to have it in one collection, right? So I would have paid a little bit extra. Even if, you know, have it on one cart. That would have been nice. Like, I wonder if there's something else in the license of that. Because I see some conversation online around... Hold on. Like, they wouldn't do it because they can sell that still alone, and you know, but just alright, don't sell it for 40, then sell it for 45. Mega Man sucks! Sorry, did I say that was that was meant to be inside voice, not outside voice. No, he's great. Oh, I wonder if there's some of those free select things was if there's an option to manually have a hit your assist rather than it be on auto. Stuff is happening. Alright, we might as well show the star of this. the move that is the star of this show, right? We could. Let's go. Right? Ain't that? I don't. Keep coming out to spoil the party, of course. I do it in the sky in this? Or air even? I can't. I don't care. All right, there you have it. That was Marvel versus Capcom 1. It's still fun because it's a little bit different with the, you know, the auto select and everything. It can get crazy. It gives you a lot of options to do. All right, let's go. Star of the show. Let's have a look. What options we got here? Hidden characters on. So here this is where we get almost come to like modern Capcom, right? It wasn't like hidden characters, palette swaps or anything. It was just like the longer the arcade machine had been on and characters you completed with, they would unlock in the arcade. So if the arcade board had battery save on, you know, those characters would be unlocked. So they're just selectable. And this game was released at the same time as the home port was, right? We might just do one just like a couple minutes in the arcade and just sit in the lobby to see if we can find people to play with here. See how much games we can get online. So if we just quickly go to marquee, that's what is there. If we go to display settings, we go here. So this is the default one. That's the second one. The second one ain't too good here. Like they could have done better there. I can't remember seeing that. This you couldn't remember seeing. This was on like the back cover or something. I don't know. I've seen this before. And then that's the third one, which doesn't really fit in here because this came to the Dreamcast, and this is not what Dreamcast covers look like anyway. So this one fitted in with the earlier games, right? But it doesn't here. But this was this Naomi hardware, I think, right? This was like their first. Out of all of these games in their collection, all of them was on Capcom CPS 1, 2, and 3. So this was also the first game that wasn't on Capcom arcade hardware. Let's do projectile type. Let's do ground type. This is a terrible team. I don't pick top tiers. I pick let's have fun. Where's Cape? Okay, there he is. How slow is normal? Turbo is a bit fast, man. Get used to this game again.
We are ready to keep up. Engage. I'm ready. I'm ready.
You don't have to be, if you're playing against somebody you ain't good at all, just spam and they don't know what's going on. I think the only thing that doesn't hold up about this game is the backgrounds, because they also went to that a pseudo 3D background in this, right? And just they don't look good, I think. I wish they would have stuck with the 2D backgrounds. Like some of them, like maybe the clock tower holds up. And also another thing they did here is that there's more meters, right? So it wasn't 3. It was 5 now. I'm trying to remember what was different with Bone Wolverine. He's faster? Does less damage? Or I can't remember. Wow, wasn't paying attention. This is why you always pick the characters with the beam supers, because you can just do this. All right, let's get into it again. Why we didn't do a lot of single player for MVC2, because I've got a feeling all of online everybody's just going to be playing MVC2. So let's see. So what we got here, you got casual match, you got rank match. The difference between rank matches, obviously there's a ladder you would increase on, and then you can't do one button supers. And then you got custom match here where you can create a lobby, you can join a lobby, or you can search a lobby ID. When you go join lobby, because I just wanted to see how many, like you can either select any game you want, or you can just go any, and then you got game version, you can use English version, Japanese version, or either. So you'd probably want to select this to either, just find you know, most lobbies. Cross region matchmaking, again, this is one criticism I had. Even though it's got cross region, it hasn't got cross play, because these are inherently last gen games. These ain't next gen games, because most next gen fighting games have cross play, right? So they're like the tools they're using, you can't probably do it in, like the only last gen cross platform game was Marvel versus Capcom, Mortal Kombat 11, right? That's the only one that did it, and even then it didn't come with it at launch. So that's custom lobby, so that's join. And obviously create a lobby, same thing here. You could pick your game version, cross region matchmaking. You can set your victory conditions here. First to 10. Okay, no. Number of players, how many people you want in your lobby. You can have up to 9. Game start privilege, challenger, host. Then you can set for passcode if you want to like make tournaments and stuff, right? All right, so let's start with all right, let's just go through and see how many. So here in casual match, you pick casual, you pick what game you want. Oh, you can't pick Punisher? Interesting. Maybe that's only in lobby then. All right, let's do Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because we showed everything off and we only showed like 20 minutes of this so far. So you select the version. Hold on. No, first you fat finger every button. Oh, you select like what games you want to be able to people to play you in. Interesting. Okay, so we just want that for the meanwhile. And then game version, like you can go either version. Cross region matchmaking on. One button specials. Let's just go either. And then you go confirm. Once you go confirm, stay in this menu while waiting. In-game standby, play in-game in training mode while waiting for opponent. Enter the museum, gallery, or music section while waiting for opponent. So let's just stand here because we're gonna have to. I don't think we're gonna find anything here. It's probably gonna be ranked. But you can go into training and wait, right? So you like new challenger style. He's meant to be double T. He's just like, bro, I'm recording a YouTube video just like you.
Let's rock. Let's rock.
Oh, the cross up though. All right, okay.
Let's rock.
Yo, that moves some BS, man, bro. Oh my days. Oh, you didn't know I was gonna do that, did you, bro? You didn't know. You didn't know. You didn't know. Come with cheapness. Come. Let's go. On my team now. I didn't know you played serious. I was playing for fun. I was just trying to get some footage out of this. Oh, see how now, chat? He pressed the ready button very quick. Yo, I am actually kind of shocked. This feels smooth.
Get ready to kick butt. Engage.
Dancing sword. Dancing sword. Dancing sword. Dancing sword. Dancing sword. Dancing sword. Dancing sword.
Got him. Oh, he fell out. Oh, the cross-ups are real. I don't know nothing about this character. Nice. Uh-oh. Yo, we both tried time. That game? Yo, got him.
KO. Man, I almost had a heart attack there.
I don't know if we're gonna keep getting matches, but at the same time, I wanna test other connections. He could just be on a good connection like me.
Get ready to kick butt. Engage.
And the last match we end with is laggy as hell. Not even laggy as hell, it's super laggy. Oh man. Oh, missed it. Uh-oh. Can he dive kick? Oh, he can dive kick straight up. Tried to tag out. That's not how we want to finish. Come on. Wow, man rage quitted. So his we got those day oneers who don't want their score to go down. Okay, everyone, we've been playing for about 5-6 hours today. I played about a couple hours offline as well. We went through every single game. I think it's time to give some final thoughts here. We played some offline and we got to get some online games in as well, which is nice because I was trying early on in the day and I wasn't finding people. So this has only been the second day it's out and it's later on in the evening. So maybe that's why, right? People are coming home. Probably boomers like me coming home after their job and all that. Because that's like, first and foremost, that's probably who's going to be buying this, right? Like, I feel everybody should check this out, but like, it's older people like me who's got nostalgia of these games, so that's why it's easier. We're just finding games pretty easy. What do we start with? Okay, so Punisher, not bad. Is like it's nothing crazy beat 'em up wise, and I explained earlier on why it's in this collection, but it's fine to have it here. Like I said, it would have been nice to have Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in here if we're being really nitpicky, to the point of I don't even mind if they would have increased the price of this package, because you could pick up MVC 3 for like £5 to £10 on sale all the time, and you know it is a part of the Marvel vs. Capcom, and they would have made the download a little bit bigger. But the thing is, if you're buying the physical collector's edition, it would have just been nice to all have it in one, you know, memory lane and all that. I'm one of those, I would have totally be willing to pay more, because the conversation is online, well, you know, that would have been, you know, too much package, and they still sell that individually, and you know, because they're already doing the license thing. So I would have liked that, man. But you know, that's not me poo-pooing on what's here. I think this is a great package, like absolutely, like the way it's laid out, the way the games are, the options in the games, the training mode, you know, the extras here. There's only like 40 quid. Like again, the only thing I would recommend is, yo, get that physical, get the physical version. because you don't know how long this is gonna stay like available. You know, those physical versions will probably go up in price later on. Is the great collector's piece stuff. If anything, you know, I wish they did some special editions for their collector's editions. Yeah, I'm grinning ear to ear to this. So yeah, if we quickly go for each game. So yeah, Punisher, you know, it's not bad to beat him up. I explained why they had it here. I don't think X-Men Children of the Arm holds up. It feels the most clunkiest here. It's like the first one they made with this license, right? Marvel Superheroes, they added a gem mechanic, so at least you know, gameplay wise there's nothing crazy, but there's something unique here because of the gem mechanic. My biggest surprise here was X-Men versus Street Fighter. Dude, it's so good. It still holds up great, and this is the first one where they did the versus mechanic with this license. Because like Marvel Superheroes and X-Men versus Street Fighter like 1 year apart. I think I prefer X-Men versus Street Fighter mainly because I prefer the cast in this game over this one. So like I think like obviously gonna go back to MVC2. I think I would go back to this one as well. I tried to find a few games online, we couldn't find anything, but yeah, so like I understand why everybody waxes lyrical about this game now. It's still very good. Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, again, you know, their second tag game they did. For me, it plays just as well, but I don't like the Marvel cast in this, the characters that you pick compared to X-Men, so that's why I wasn't feeling it as much. And then obviously you come to the two classics, still great. Marvel versus Capcom, the shine has wore off a little bit, you know, because I played this in the arcades and I played this at home. I remember liking this more than I did here. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just like, you know, something you go back to after 20 years. I remember having more fun memories with it in the arcade. Still great though. I like these two and X-Men versus Street Fighter are like, you know, the pick of the bunch here. And you know, what can you say about Marvel versus Capcom 2? Still plays great. Training mode and everything is there. Like a few little things I would have liked to have seen here is mainly like based on like the online stuff. So obviously we're playing on Switch, and you know how Switch online is and everybody on their bad Wi-Fi's, but like the second game I think we did was so good. I was waxing lyrical going, dude, if I was playing this on PlayStation right now, and I didn't tell you this was Switch, you couldn't tell. Like I was like, it feels so good. It was to the point I was like, oh my god, this is the best online fighting game I've played on Switch ever, because we play mainly Smash Bros on Switch, and I'm like, everybody's got junk internet. And then, you know, that guy was way better than me, so I had to bounce out, and I was like, oh, let's try a few more connections. Then I was like, oh wait, then all the junk connections came in, and then we started getting lag everywhere. So that goes to show, like, if the other person on the other end has got a good connection, it feels absolutely great. Most people on Switch have got terrible connections. It's just we lucked out and found somebody with a great connection. So, you know, that's the best compliment I can give it, right? You know, depending on the person's connection, it feels fantastic. But unfortunately, most people on Switch probably don't have a bad connection. So, you know, your mileage may vary depending on who you find to play with. I wish they would have added a couple of things in here. And I know... Well, I say, well, I don't know if they could have because it's the arcade ROM, but then they've added training mode and stuff. Things that would have just made online a little bit smoother, like, you know, save your teams and a quick rematch rather than going in and selecting your team again. Those two things would just speed up like, you know, lobbies a little bit, like save, because in the PlayStation version, I remember PS2 version, you could save a couple of teams, so that would have been good. And just quick rematch, so you don't have to go into character select again. The only other, again, big glaring thing here, and I think I know why they couldn't do it, but if they did do it, it would have just been the icing on the cake. Like, as it is now, you still have to make the choice of, because this hasn't got crossplay. You know, it's got cross-region play, but it's got not cross-console play, which most fighting games come out now have got crossplay. And because this is a last-gen game, the only last-gen game I can remember was MK11 having, you know, crossplay. So that's probably why this hasn't got it. But if it did, oh my god, if they could do some patch later, like, it would just be the ultimate. Because the only problem you're gonna have here now is, okay, you should probably pick the Switch version because of portability and it runs great like the other versions. Unfortunately, Switch Online ain't the best. and then you could pick the PlayStation version, which is probably going to be, you know, is going to have the most people playing it, but then you gotta have the extra for paying 80 quid for online. You know, the PC version is going to have free online, even though the PC fighting game community is like getting up there now. It's probably still not going to be comparable to the PlayStation version, right? So each version in that regard has its benefits, but they could have simply solved that by you know, having crossplay. If they would have had crossplay, I'd give this so good. This is one of the best fighting game collections they've done, which gives me super hope for this Capcom versus SNK 2 collection is coming out next year, right? So I don't know if they could do that, and you know, and then I'm being really nitpicky with this one. I would have paid this is a me personal preference thing. I would have paid more if they would have had Marvel vs. Capcom free in this collection. I would £5-10 more. Yes, just give me on one disc, one cartridge. I don't have to swap stuff, and I can always have it in my collection. I don't have to worry about it getting removed off stores and everything. So yeah, you know, just again, I don't know if the crossplay thing would have been possible because it's a last gen game, and I wanted more in here. That's just being selfish, right? But all in all, this is a great package. The only thing now is like, again, Switch physical, you know, in the UK, it's not out yet. Physical comes out in 2 months, and you can get it physical on PlayStation in 2 months. So far, the physical has only been announced for Asia and USA, which you can get those into the UK by import. So let's see what happens. But yeah, there you have it. We'll try edit this together to have a shorter video that goes up on YouTube, where we have some gameplay of each game, and then we're adding, like, the only game we played online was Marvel vs. Capcom 2, to be honest. So we'll try to add some online in at the end. Longer video will be up on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, we stream there a couple times a week. Got a community Discord and Twitter. All that information will be in the description. Leave a comment. Let me know you're gonna pick this up. You a boomer like me? Is this like mainly taking your fancy because, you know, you're reminiscing all the times you used to play this in your childhood, or is it like, I'm kind of curious, right? Is the newer generation, the Zoomers, are they interested in this? So we had a couple people in our chat, and I was asking them, "You interested in this?" And it was like, "Oh, you know, it doesn't really do anything for me because, like, they didn't grow up with this, and, you know, there hasn't been a new good Marvel game in a long time. So maybe off of the back of this, who knows, right? That's the big talking conversation around this. Yo, the relationship between Capcom and Marvel is great again. Yo, everybody cross their fingers. Who knows, right? MVC4, Capcom, do it. Marvel, do it. Oh my god, it would be so good. Other than that, if you like this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe depending on the platform you're watching. Turn those notification bells on so you do know when new videos drop. Other than that, I think we're going to call it with this one. Thanks for tuning in. Much love. Peace.